Welcome to this module called Templates and Testing. It's really the third module that we're focusing on the Play framework. In this module, we're going to get into some, I wouldn't say advanced features of Play. I'd more like say kind of the end of the essentials. But I will say that the essentials will take you very, very far in Play. And what we're going to do in this WOD is explore some of the more advanced, in some sense, form controls. But more importantly, we're going to help you get comfortable with writing Scala templates, and that's going to just completely open up the world to you in terms of being able to build more complicated applications, because now you can modularize. So that's a really key skill. And the second thing is to take you through how you do Fluent Lennium testing in Play. And that's also a huge enabling skill, because once you can write quick Fluent Lennium tests for your code base, you can scale the code base a lot faster and to a much greater degree, because you've got tests, and when you make a change, you can run the tests and see if you've made a mistake, and then you can fail fast, find errors early, all that kind of good software engineering stuff. So this is again, there's a lot of work in this week for you, but you're going to come out the other side and really be ready to just charge it with respect to Play framework development. So we've got basically the same learning outcomes as last time, really focusing on the Play framework. I've got a bunch of screencasts here testing the Play framework. That's kind of an overview. I've written two sample systems for you called Play Example Fluent Lennium and Play Example Form. Play Example Fluent Lennium enables you to understand how you do Fluent Lennium testing with the Play framework, with some sample code that just really focuses on that piece of the puzzle. And then I'll just click so you can see it. Okay, so it's a very simple form here, and it shows you how you can submit a form and then check that the behavior is correct. So you can download that code. I expect you to download that code and play around with it. Make sure you understand how it works. Second example system is called Play Example Form. It's a very important system in order to understand how you integrate Twitter Bootstrap with the Play framework and Scala templates in the style that I've designed specifically for you, my students. Okay, you will not find this in any book. You have to take this class and watch this screencast in order to see this. And I think this is really a pretty good way to understand how to do Twitter Bootstrap forms and make them work effectively. Okay, so there's a sample form. You can see that it's got checkboxes, it's got radio buttons, it's got a multi select box, it's got a single select box, and it's all nicely laid out in Twitter Bootstrap. It's all responsive, and all the code is there to show you how to manipulate it, plus all the Fluent Lennium code to show you how to test it. And that's a really key thing that this example will show you. And in fact, when we get to the practice WOD, you'll be seeing that at times we'll just be cutting and pasting code from these example systems. So they're very useful to you, I think, now and in the future. Then I'm giving you a bunch of reference material on Fluent Lennium, on these fest assertions, which is the testing, kind of the JUnit syntax, but it's built on top of it. It's a little nicer. Here's some stuff on Scala templates you'll want to look through. Page object pattern is a design pattern that we're going to be using exclusively, really, for doing Fluent Lennium tests in a web app framework. And once you kind of see it, you'll think, boy, this is obviously the right way you want to kind of modularize your testing code. And then there's this issue. I view it as kind of a bug or a shortcoming, or maybe even a failing of the Play framework, that they don't really have their testing support options together as well as they really should, in my humble opinion. So I've gone through the work of kind of figuring it out for you, and you can read this page basically it's going to turn out that you can either use their built-in HTML unit, but that'll limit some of the things you can do, or you can use Phantom.js, which will fix everything but requires a little bit of additional downloading and installation. For all of these WADs, it turns out that I just used HTML unit. I thought I was going to use Phantom.js, but I ended up only using HTML unit, just to show you that you don't really need to use Phantom.js, but when you go on and do your project, you may very well want to download Phantom.js and use it because it's got much better support for JavaScript, and you may want that. Okay, got a bunch of WADs here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 practice WADs, and they're going to take you through testing, through the use of templating and Scala templates, more advanced form controls, creating an application-specific Scala template. This is a really huge conceptual leap. Once you can do that, you're really off to the races in play. This is just a little dessert WAD, that shows you how to do initialization, not really on the critical path, but just shows you that there's a lot of stuff there. And then, of course, reflecting on testing and templates, I'm going to say right now, I want to highlight that you're going to be wanting to make sure your network diagram is looking good in this module, because I'm going to ask you to actually include a screenshot of it when you do your reflection. Okay, so make sure you think about that. Standard kind of assessments. Like I said last week, like I'm saying every week these days, you really want to get started on this stuff fast. Devote the time to it. But I tell you, you're at the top of the hill right now. Okay, one more week of this, and in 3 short weeks, you'll be, if not a play ninja, you'll be whatever the level is below ninja, like novice or beyond novice. After initiate, maybe you'll be a play initiate after you successfully finish this module. I sure hope so.